All right, let's dive in. What if the next huge breakthrough for your company doesn't come from some big, fancy boardroom meeting, but from a quiet moment of your own thinking? Today, we're going to explore how your own personal reflections can actually become the engine for real, sustainable growth for everyone. So, it really all boils down to this one question, right? Can a single, simple thought, really, can it actually grow an entire company? You might be thinking that sounds like a bit of a stretch, but you know what? The power behind this idea is exactly what we're digging into today. So where does it all begin? Well, it starts with our first big idea, the power of simple reflection. And let's be super clear here. This is not about zoning out or daydreaming. We're talking about an active, intentional process, a habit that you can build that can become a massive catalyst for change in your organization. And what's really fascinating is where this change actually comes from. It's not handed down from the C-suite, it's not from some expensive consultant. The real source of innovation, it's so much closer to home. It actually starts with you. Yes, you, the individual. Okay, so what do we call this thing? It's called strategic reflection. And it really just has two key parts. First, you've got the self-reflection part. That's the internal work, right? Looking at how things are and imagining how they could be better. Then you have the second part, generating proposals that help the organization move forward. It's like the bridge that takes a private thought and turns it into public action. This quote from our source material really just nails it. Look at that key word, simple. This whole process isn't some secret club for senior execs. The real power here is that with a simple reflection, any employee has the power to create the momentum to move the entire organization forward. And that leads us perfectly into our next section. So once you've had that simple reflection, what do you do with it? You can't just keep it in your head, right? You've got to get it out into the world. It's time to go from thought to proposal. And the process itself, it is incredibly straightforward. It all starts with that self-reflection, asking the tough questions, finding those hidden opportunities. And then from there, you move on to the proposal. And this is the critical step, where you turn your own personal insight into a public, actionable plan. So you're probably wondering, okay, so what's the point of this proposal? Is it just to complain about a problem or share an opinion? Nope, not at all. Its purpose is way more constructive than that. The whole point of a proposal is to provide a clear path forward. See, it's not a complaint, it's a solution. It's designed to genuinely help the organization by laying out a tangible roadmap that everyone can look at, understand, and then build on. Okay, now let's see how this whole thing scales up, because this is where one person's idea really connects to the long-term health of the entire company. We're now talking about building sustainable strategies. And when we say sustainable, we mean strategies that aren't just quick fixes, right? They're integrated and they create lasting value because they grew from the ground up. So let's just watch this ripple effect play out. It starts with that one simple thought from one person, and it builds into something really powerful. That quiet, internal reflection gives birth to a real proposal. The idea now has structure. And from there, you get this incredible result. That single proposal can become the actual foundation for a truly sustainable strategy, a plan that guides the entire organization for the long haul. What an incredible journey, right? All from a private thought to a lasting public impact. So let's bring this all together now, and let's focus on the most important piece of this puzzle, how you, through this simple act, can truly serve your organization. At the end of the day, when you engage in this kind of reflection, you're becoming an active partner in the company's success. Your ideas, they help push the entire organization forward. You become the source code for creating sustainable strategies. You see, you're not just doing a job, you are serving the organization's mission. And I want you to never, ever forget this. Your thoughts, your ideas, your willingness to shape them into proposals, they're not just small suggestions. Your contribution is the absolute foundation for real meaningful growth. And so we're going to end with a challenge, a question for you to take with you. Just ask yourself, what is the one simple reflection you can have today that is going to serve your organization tomorrow? Thanks so much for tuning in.